Hello there, 8th grade students in both my classes for science and Miss Ames' classes for science. This is Mr. Koenig coming to you to explain your friend for the next 30 days, the moon log. Okay, when we began this unit, we talked about the importance of science not just living in the slides or living on the worksheets, but actually being something that you interact with in real life. Okay, the moon is one of those things where it's there if you take the time to look and observe. All right, so here's what we're going to be doing over the next 30 days. We will be working to complete a moon log of lunation, means moon cycle 1215. You'll be graded on the work that you complete each week. Work that you need to complete will appear in blue. This work will include typing in missing moon phases in the calendar, taking notes and making observations. This means if you actually go outside and observe a lunar phase, inserting images of the moon phase, and answering embedded questions about the specific moon phase. In addition to observations of the sky, you can use the following resources to help you learn which phases are happening on certain dates and when the best times of day are to observe the moon. Of course, that's always weather dependent. So I want to show you a couple of links that I put in here and show you what's available to you to help you out with these assignments. Again, it's a grade every week on the moon log, so we'll break it up. Each week we'll be doing some things. All right, so this is actually the first link, moon phases for Madison, Wisconsin. When you click into this site, you'll notice it's kind of convenient because it gives you today's moon phase, what it would look like if you're able to see it outside, naming the phase, right? And then it also kind of does a breakdown of the month ahead of some of the highlights of the moon phases. So the next full moon, well, that was actually in the past, 27th of February is the full moon. But third quarter moon coming up, new moon, first quarter. And now I'm filming this prior to you doing this lesson. So when you access this site, it's obviously going to adjust and look differently because the dates are going to advance. But it's kind of a nice site to give you a sense of when some particular lunar phases are occurring. And again, we'll actually be dealing with lunation 1215. And the start of this is actually March 13th, this Saturday, if you're listening to the video. And it's the new moon, so that's the beginning of our project. Okay, you'll notice the new moon's done for you. Today is kind of an introduction, so it's kind of an easy day just to get acclimated with some of the resources and things like that. So again, it will give you when is the first quarter going to happen, when's the full moon going to happen, how about the third quarter, and then approximately how long the entire cycle is, duration. That's what that means. So that's the first resource. Second resource is kind of just an interesting visual. When we were in the classroom, we used to do this, make lunar phases with Oreos. Unfortunately, we're virtual, so you can try it still at home if you want, if you do have your own Oreos. But I thought this was a cool visual with Oreos that you can kind of see the lunar phases. Again, just a visual. We would have done it in the class, and kind of some nice notes down here, though. Waxing is growing, waning is shrinking, gibbous is more than half illuminated, crescent less than half is illuminated. So do explore these resources and visually look at them and also read the vocabulary that's associated with them. So that's another resource. And then I think what will be a pretty useful resource, especially when you're trying to figure out when might I be able to go outside this week and make an observation of the moon, will be the third link and fourth link, depending on what month we're in. So first off, it's going to start in March. So you're going to click the link for moonrise, moonset, and phase for March. It's going to take you to this site. Looks similar to the moon phases one, except what you'll see here is kind of tracking the moon throughout the day. So if it is above, so you see 0 degrees here. We're on the 3rd of March, and it's going to tell us some information. Okay, it's going to tell us that the moon is going to set at 9 o'clock a.m. on the 3rd of March. So here we can kind of track it along. So I'm actually filming this video at 1:19 p.m. So I know that the moon, if it was visible to me, it would have been in the early morning hours, like 3:18 a.m. That's high in the sky. Well, I wasn't up yet. Okay, and then as you track it, the moon is setting, lower in the sky, and then it disappears below the horizon. Can't see it anymore. 9 o'clock a.m. So now, as we track through our day, here I am, like 1:15. If I went outside right now, I cannot see the moon. Okay, it is below the horizon, so no opportunity for me to see it right now. Okay, but as you track this along, you can click on any day. Let's just say, find a day here. All right, let's just go to a random day. 15th. Make sure I'm in March. Okay, 15th of March. Moonrise is 8:27 in the morning. Keep in mind that even though it's daytime, the moon is sometimes visible, depending on the stage, right? New moon, not so much. But if I was going to try to observe the moon this day, here's when it's above the horizon. This is when I might be able to see it. Now, 9:06 a.m., if you're living in the city like I am, trees, buildings, things like that are going to get in the way when it's only an altitude of 6 degrees often, right? You're going to want to wait till it's higher in the sky. Here's a good time. High in the sky, 51 degrees altitude, 170 degrees south, okay? You can see that information there. That means that you're going to find the moon in the southern sky, just like the sun. Sun crosses the southern sky. So if you can find the sun, that gives you a clue where the moon might be. And then altitude is 51 degrees. Remember, that's kind of to help you out with that. If you put your hand straight out in front of you, that's like the horizon. That's 0 degrees. Okay? If you put your hand straight up over your head, that's 90 degrees. So again, 0 and 90. Okay, so if I'm looking at this day, this information is telling me that I can look in the southern sky at about 2:27 at 51 degrees. So again, if this is 0 and this is 90, halfway in between, right? Roughly, a little over halfway in between, that might be able to help you locate how high the moon is in the sky. All right. But this will be useful. These links will be useful for when can I go outside and expect to maybe see the moon. Again, that's weather dependent. All right. So if it's cloudy or, overcast, you're not going to be able to always see the moon every day. So you got to kind of look and observe the weather conditions that week and look and see, oh, wow, it's bright blue sky. I might be able to see the moon. Or in the evening, it's a clear night and the moon's up right now. I should go out there and take a look. It's 8:30 or whatever. Okay. So that's how you would use this. All right. So let's just go back to kind of finish this up. That is sort of an intro to your moon log. Okay. We're here on the first week. Notice where we are currently is, all blacked out. We're not doing anything this week. We're just setting up the project. And then Saturday 3/13 with the new moon, the beginning of lunation 12/15 is already filled in for you. So I have a picture of it. It says a new moon cannot be observed with the naked eye because half the moon that is illuminated is facing away from a viewer on Earth. We are seeing the dark side of the moon, or not really seeing it, I guess you could say. All right. And then each week from here on out, we'll play a short video that describes what you should be completing in each week hereafter. Remember, this is about a month-long project. So at this point, I'm going to wrap this video up, and then we'll turn it over to questions that you might have in the class. Thanks for listening, and happy hunting of the moon.